But let's get into it like we were just saying. We had the Super Bowl 54 today. The Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champs this year. It was 2019. Was it 2020 Super Bowl champs? Is it 2020 Super Bowl champs?
Yeah. I think it's the 2020 Super Bowl champs, but we're going to call them
what I
the
mean? That's
19 season champs, right? Like that, like you called the '85 Bears, even though the Super Bowl was won in
And for all you
like
Bears fans out there, we had a little prop sheet today that one of Boomy's buddies put together for the Super Bowl party that we had.
Shout out,
down at the Content Cave today. We had a pretty good crowd there today, Boomy. We had a good time. So
yeah, not too bad.
Boomy made some great chicken tacos. I'm going to have to give him some credit on that. Great food, great time.
Maybe a future Madden rating?
Yes, it could. We have that will be coming up here. I think either we do that. I don't forget if we do it Tuesday or Wednesdays. But we had a prop sheet, and one of it was, will the number 83 show up on the TV at any point? And one of the Kansas City Chiefs touchdown recaps, it was 83 yards was the touchdown play. So the 83 did show up on there. We thought that's just a beautiful, especially the drop. It's always on 670, 83. It's just beautiful. It was a great. I thought that was one of the better props I've seen somebody kind of make up, because those were all just made up by him, right?
He borrows them from different places, different websites but he puts them all together and he does like 40 of them. So shout out to my guy Mason who puts all that together.
Let's get into it. So. We had Super Bowl 54. The Chiefs won 31-20. Kyle Shanahan, unfortunately, has now blown the two biggest fourth quarter leads in the Super Bowl. It's just, I had the 49ers. I live bet them when they were down. Then they got back up. They looked like they were kind of in control there going into the fourth quarter. And the Chiefs just took over, and the 49ers offense just kind of forgot how to play football. I don't know what was going on there. It just seemed like they really weren't in rhythm. And the Chiefs defense has to be credited for a lot of that. So, absolutely. It was a good game. I'm just happy it was a good game. You said last year.
Yeah, it was a real good game.
I thought we were going to get a last second touchdown there to fix the over for me because I really needed the over. We'll get more into that in the next segment.
It was the perfect setup for a backdoor over too. It was a two-score game. And the spread wasn't in danger. You get a 7 where it doesn't matter. They're playing soft defense, something like that. Jimmy G marched down the field, get a quick score. So
all right, boys. How many times do you think Patrick Mahomes threw the ball?
Well, I have it in front of me, so I won't say it because I need to read back.
How many times did he throw the ball? Just total pass attempts, I'm going to say
42.
28.
He threw the ball. Wow. I did not.
It didn't seem like that much. It didn't seem like that much.
Oh, he had the 2 interceptions. Also had the 2 touchdowns.
Can we talk real quick about the throw to Tyreek Hill and how the hell was he so wide open but so covered at the same time? There were like 3 guys on the screen. Like, what are you guys looking at? He was wide open, but like there were 3 guys that could have made a play on the ball.
Unbelievable. It was like it didn't make any sense.
That play changed the entire game.
Entire game too. And
this Kansas City team, I don't know what it is. I mean, they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. They just refuse to lay down for anybody, no matter what the deficit is. We saw it in the Texans game. We saw it. Them. Sticking around and battling with the Titans, and then obviously them getting down with the 49ers. But like these guys just never. I don't know if it's Andy Reid. I don't know if it's their coordinators. But like these dudes just never once made it seem like they were really in doubt that they were going to win the game. And it's probably just like a winner's mentality. Like, no, we'll be okay. We'll take care of it. But like these guys never felt like they were out of it, and that's what happened. They came back and they took care of business, and it was crazy to watch. They scored 21 points on the fourth quarter in a game that wasn't that high scoring.
Matt said it on our Super Bowl preview show that it was either one of you guys said the wide receivers on the Chiefs are there's 2 or 3, maybe even 4 that are elite wide receivers, and that came into play today. At the end, you can't just double team Kelsey, and you can't just double team Tyreek Hill because there's so many playmakers. They got Sammy Watkins on there. It's like with a quarterback like Mahomes mixed in with the wide receivers that they have, it was just nothing that the 49ers could do. And it really...
Right. They had 6 different receivers catch a pass. Or 6 different...
They play so fast.
When they get going...
They can score. They score.
There was
so
one time
quickly.
that Patrick Mahomes ran out of bounds and still sprinted back to the line of scrimmage and got it going like that because they know you keep that defense going and they will get tired. And it was cool to see Andy Reid get his first Super Bowl. I'm a big Andy Reid fan. I've always it's tough. I think he said he has 222 wins in his career. This is his first Super Bowl win. It's crazy. He's only been with the Phillies and the Chiefs, right? Has he been a coach somewhere else?
Yeah.
He was an assistant.
Was
he an assistant when with the Packers when they won? That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think he was on Holmgren's staff.
He was with the Pack and he was with the 49ers.
Fellas, I did not see who got the MVP. Mahomes did. Okay. We were kind of debating on who was going to get it, who played well enough. I had some money on Nick Bosa. I was thinking that maybe he could get a few, maybe a sack or like a forced fumble or something that could maybe, because the defensive players usually have the best odds if you're trying to gamble on it because it's always kind of a long shot. But Boomy had NIU player NIU grad Jimmy Ward. Did you have anybody?
Yeah, it was $2.
Did you have anything else?
No. Yeah, I didn't end up winning anything on the MVP because I had the 2 tight ends and I had
Matt, did you have any fun props?
I had the 2 tight ends and I think I had like Tyreek Hill and maybe like Deebo Samuels, but they were all like plus 300 and more. So didn't win anything on the MVP. And I also had a bunch of receivers and tight ends to win or to score 2 touchdowns, and no one in the game scored 2 touchdowns. So none of that matters. I literally
Kyle Juszczyk was 80-1 for 2 touchdowns. The fullback for the Niners.
Yeah,
he scored their first one and then got tackled at the 1 for the second one.
I had George Kittle. Okay, so I said Greg Kittle, and Boomy's brother Trey got mad at me. First person I've ever heard get mad at me for calling him Greg Kittle. He was angry with me. But I had him.
He's not a tight end. No tight end that plays like him should be
Greg.
George.
But
it's just the way it is, dude.
Exactly.
It's not George anymore.
George Kittle for 6 receptions. The over didn't hit. I had him to be the first score. Didn't hit. Score in the first half didn't hit. All my props. The only prop that hit for me was the tails. I had tails, so that's how mine.
Tails
never fails
for me. I'm not happy about the Super Bowl. But
I
saw
tonight.
Nothing is more thrilling than hitting that square because that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, I've never hit
How much
one.
you win?
I've never hit a square before tonight.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, it was 100. It was 100. So it was like a $5 buy. So
I love
that every day of the week.
That.
But I had 7. I had Kansas City 7. Frisco 3.
You'll never see me turn down somebody ask, "Hey, you want to buy a square?" Yeah.
Yeah. Do I have oxygen that I need in my life? Yes.
Yeah, and the football, boys. This is the. Well, we got the XFL coming up here next week, I think. They tweeted out it's our time now. I'm
jumping.
Hey, I'm down for any football that I can watch. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if the competition is good or what's going to happen there. But we'll see. I'm excited to have a little bit more football. Well, from today, it's 9 days, I think, until pitchers and catchers report for the Cubs. Baseball is going to be back in our lives here sooner than we think. I'm very excited for that. I really miss baseball, guys. I miss it. But especially right now, we're going to have a little bit of a sports lull. It's going to be Not a lot going on here for a while. We got the NBA. Luckily, the Blackhawks are playing a lot better, so it'll be exciting watching them here for the next few months before baseball kind of gets going here.
Well, Zach, before you get ahead of yourself, let's talk about the commercials. How do you guys rate the commercials this year?
Decent. Some of them were like you were watching them and you like at the end of it you're like that had nothing to do with the product that you sold.
All right. And
I felt like they started out way too high and then just came crashing down as the game went on. Like they came out even pregame.
Well, you figured out that
and then all of a sudden, like late in the game, it's just like, what in the hell are you guys throwing out?
There was one commercial that had like 8 different products in it.
Yes.
What did your dad say that was, Chance?
Well, it's the company that owns all of those like sub companies,
and then there was like Head and Shoulders, and it was just very confusing.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know what the exact name of it, but they own all of those. But I have something that I want to complain about, and I know it's a money base, but like I'm tired of those sad, sappy commercials during the Super Bowl. Like there needs to be a rule that all the commercials, other than maybe the Budweiser commercial,
with everybody,
they all have to be like humorous in nature.
Yeah.
I don't need Sarah McLachlan and dogs dying on the Super Bowl. Sorry. I love dogs. We got our dog from a shelter. I suggest everybody who may want to get a dog, get it from a shelter. It helps you. It helps them. It helps everything. I don't need it on the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. I just don't.
I'm trying to
I'm trying to have a good time.
You're with a bunch of people. You're having a party. You're eating food. You're having a good time, and then kind of like a whoa.
Then you see a Google commercial about an old man who misses his wife and is like reminded everything to. It's like we don't need that.
I'm not trying to cry right now.
I just don't need that.
They're good commercials, but like
nothing's wrong with the commercial. It's just like the timing of it.
It's a great commercial.
There's a time and a place,
just like there is for everything. And when I'm drunk and I'm eating wings and I'm eating chili and I'm eating other crap and my stomach is happy and my mind is happy and I can't see real straight, but there's good football on and everybody's happy. I don't need my world caving in because like there's
Matt
more
just
important
explained
shit
his
outside
whole
of
day.
Yeah, like we just don't need it. You just don't need it. I'm sorry. We don't need the negative vibes on that like 4-hour stretch.
And then we figured out that the Tom Brady picture was just for the ad.
And how about the Mr. Peanut who died? They scratched the campaign after Kobe's unfortunate death, but then they revived the Planters Peanut with Baby Nut. And hashtag Baby Nut going wild, and we cannot say enough that I have a total disagreement with hashtag Baby Nut. I just want to throw that out there. I'm firmly against hashtag Baby Nut.
Did anybody have a favorite commercial? Because I am definitely going to go. I don't know if this is my dumb brain, but I like the Post Malone.
I like the
that was all right.
Is it Groundhog Day? The Groundhog Day movie with Bill Murray was in the commercial. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. There was a good WWF one before the game started. It had some entrance music. I want to say there was like a clip of like some Girl Scouts selling cookies, like the Stone Cold music or something like that, maybe. By the way, The Rock doing the introductions, he absolutely. Well,
remember him and George Kittle are like
the 49ers introduction. When he did the 49ers introduction, I was so upset that I was on the Chiefs. I was so pissed. I'm like, oh no. But then he came out and did the Chiefs one too. I figured like maybe they had Stone Cold.
I thought they had somebody else
one or something. I'm like, real quick though, I want to throw this. I saw a tweet. I want to make sure I forget. Don't forget to mention this thing. But there's an AP writer that threw out because Kyle Shanahan, like we talked about, has now blown the 2 biggest Super Bowl fourth quarter leads. One is the offensive coordinator with the Falcons, now as the head coach of the 49ers for the second one. But his 7 career drives as a play caller in the fourth quarter. So as an offensive coordinator and the head coach, the 7 drives in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. 3 plays fumble, 6 plays punt, 4 plays punt, 5 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 7 plays turnover on downs, 2 plays INT. Not good. And he's a great coach, and I'd love to have him, but that is not
tough.
good. Not good
for anybody.
Oh, hey, what we didn't talk about, guys, and probably my favorite one of the day, Lil Nas X and Sam Elliott in the
that one was very good. Very good commercial. A very good commercial. Totally forgot about that one.
Good call, Boomy.
Sam Elliott gave him major props, it looked like, too, so I can't argue with that.
Yes, and the Jason Momoa one was kind of funny, too, where, like, they took off his big arms and his big chest. That one was good, too. I'll give him that. But the Lil Nas X, that was probably my favorite. And I did like the one, but...
Zach, what'd you think of the halftime show?
Loved it. I loved it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I loved it. I mean, Shakira and J-Lo on a stage
Shakira.
singing. It was beautiful. I loved it. And if you got a problem with it, I don't need to hear it. I don't care either. I don't really care. But I loved it. I thought it was fun.
Okay, I got to tell you guys this. I had a recent a group text conversation with a couple of friends of mine, and we kind of were just messing around, and we called it like "Who's in your team photo," meaning celebrities that we'll call it a crush that you got a celebrity crush. We listed like 4 or 5. As soon as Shakira came on, I immediately sent a text back to that group. Can I revise mine to add Shakira? Because my God,
the hips don't lie. She's
hips
do not lie, man.
Unbelievable singer. They do not lie at all. An unbelievable singer, unbelievable dancer. My God, is she gorgeous. Unbelievable.
One of the best songs of all time.
Extremely talented human being, too. My God.
The only thing I'm disappointed about is that we never saw Wyclef Jean or Ja Rule tonight. Like, come on.
Well, they dubbed in Ja Rule for
but like real Ja Rule.
Are you gonna bring It's Murder out to
halftime
show? We had Firefest. Remember, he's still
had J-Lo. We had J-Lo and Shakira. Don't complain at all.
But like I saw it on Twitter a bunch. How left out was Pitbull tonight? Because there was nobody that would have been a better addition
to
those two than getting a little Pitbull in it. I don't care. Pitbull needed to be with Shakira and J-Lo. I'm sorry.
He lived in the moment when he was doing the pre-show. It was amazing. Mr. 305,
dude. He's the best. Dale.
It's 305, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide.
I love Pitbull. I'm a big Pitbull guy. Anything else on the Super Bowl?
If YouTube didn't suck so bad, we could drop in a little Pitbull right now and just make the night.
That would be copyright.
Yeah, it's just like, to me, like, the whole thing is like, if you don't enjoy the halftime show, like, stay off of social media. Like, no one cares.
If you don't, it was fun. Yeah, there's a thing called a remote. You can change the channel.
Well, okay, just because you don't like it doesn't mean like 50% of the rest of the world probably liked it, because it's pop music, short for popular, meaning a lot of people like it. So just chill out, enjoy it for what it is.
I liked it a lot. I was a big fan.
Like the
halftime show.
It's okay, people. Just get over yourselves.
And A-Rod, A-Rod was having a good time in the crowd watching J-Lo.
Did you see the selfie video he put up?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That'll make you dizzy as hell. My God.
Yeah, he was having himself a good time, but also like the camera was going all over the place. I was a little, but great video by A-Rod and J-Lo, Shakira. Great halftime show.
Yeah, if you didn't enjoy J-Lo and Shakira, you have a huge dump in your pants.
Anything else on Super Bowl 54? The Chiefs are Super Bowl champs for this year. Andy Reid gets the first Super Bowl.
Props to Andy Reid. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah,
love
it.
Love it. And
that
the
dude Gatorade, he's a great coach.
The Gatorade was orange. There was a big tip about it being purple. It was orange.
Gatorade was orange under on the
our guy White Sox Dave.
I had the under on the anthem.
White Sox Dave said it's going to be orange Gatorade, and he was right. He was right. So nothing else, boys.
What do we
anything
have?
else?
You said tails for the flip, under on the anthem, orange for the Gatorade. What other major non-football props were out there? I can't think of any.
Did the under and the penalties hit? My dad, that was his big.
It had to have.
13.5.
It had to have. It did not feel like there were many penalties tonight.
There was quite a bit of false starts.
There was a bullshit one on George Kittle for the offensive pass interference.
That was not pass
penalties. There was 9 penalties.
So your dad was right. He said it was one of your dad's
Just say it
locks.
felt like a light night for penalties, which is good for the Super Bowl. You don't want that thing like slowed down with flags or anything.
Yeah.
So
let them play.
Like I said, unfortunately the NFL season is over. We'll be moving on to a little XFL talk maybe at the end of the week or at the beginning of next week. See how that goes with the XFL. Anything else to watch football, I'll do. I'll do anything to watch football.